Blessed be y'all, this is Jen Fremont. I hope this works out pretty good. I decided to come outside and I hope the dogs next door don't bark too much. But it is a lovely Sunday afternoon. You know, it's about 70 degrees out here and wind's blowing gently and everything. So, all in all, it's been a pretty good day. And thought, what better day than Sunday to talk about the Lord? Have you heard about the Lord? I don't know. I've been thinking about that. A few weeks ago, I went to read some poetry at this group that I go to, and after I had read, one of the people, they came up to me and they were like, "Well, I'm just trying to see where you're coming from. Do you believe that Jesus is the one and only way to heaven?" And I know that tone. I know that tone because a certain family member takes that tone with me, and they shall remain nameless. But I've heard that tone from other people too, because it's the same tone that's taught to people in the church to go and tell people the good news. Beat them over the head with it so that subdue them and drag them in here so that we can spread our good news. But my reply to that was I strive not to live by beliefs. I think beliefs should be tools and not luggage that you carry around with you. And that vexed them pretty good. A long time ago, I figured out, don't tell people you're a chaos magician. You'll get a couple of reactions. Either you'll get the, "Oh my God, you worship Satan" type of reaction, or, "Oh, everybody's a chaos magician. We're making things sense out of chaos all the time." They have no fucking clue what you just said. But they just heard the word chaos and they thought, "Oh, well, yeah." And they thought they knew what they were talking about. But anyway, another reply that I have often to the question of, "Are you a Christian?" is, I can be when I need to be. I was asked the other day at a Buddhist inspired recovery meeting. I was asked if I was a practicing Buddhist. And, I was like, I can if I want to be, when I need to be. That vexes people too, because people are so trained that you have to have a core set of beliefs that you live your life by. The core. And if you don't have that foundation, what are you? You can't be a human being if you don't have that foundation. Is that so, doggies? Damn, they got a lot of dogs over there. Oh, good grief. You can tell this is a subject that gets me. It tickles me. I have to laugh at it because it's so freaking ludicrous. And, I have told people, well, yeah, I can be when I want to be. I can also be a pagan, a heathen, a Buddhist, a Satanist, as need be. They don't understand that. They cannot have. That's just a concept that they can't imagine is, living without a core set of beliefs. And I riled the dogs up, didn't I? I think that dog's probably going to keep barking at me until I leave. And that dog over there, I feel sorry for that dog. Why do you have a dog if you leave it outside all the time? I pour things out there all the time. I mean, I understand you go to work and you got to put the dog out, but I mean, when you get home, poor thing. So, back to the subject at hand here. People turn things into religion, and that would be what, to me, a practicing Buddhist would be. Is somebody who's turned Buddhism into a religion instead of a way of life, a way of thinking. And to me, that just screws up the whole thing. What's the point in it if that's all that's going to happen? Is you're gonna trade one set of beliefs that you live your life by for another set of beliefs that somebody else laid down and told you, and shut up. I hate that. I hate that. This whole neighborhood's full of dogs like that. Nobody... They leave them out all the time. So they're always barking. All night. But, anyway. I don't even know if you could fucking hear me over it. That's just crazy. I don't even know where I was at. Turning beliefs into a religion. Yeah, so people turn things into religions. That's why people think Buddhism is about worshiping Buddha, when it's not. There is nothing. The Buddha said, "Call no man master," just like Jesus. And another thing that Jesus said is, "I am the morning and the evening star." Who is the morning or the evening star also? Satan. He was a Satan. He was an adversary of the people, of the powers that be at the time. And calling somebody a Satan as an insult is an insult to what the word really means. And people get that confused. I've done an etymology on that. I'm sorry about that. And Shay is a chieftain or a leader. Tan is a teaching. And it comes down to a keeper of a teaching. Or Tantra. Tantra would be a way or a teaching. Tantra would probably be a more accurate thing, but we have taken that and turned it into the word Satan. And then we make up something like the Hollywood type Satanism that I'm sure there's people out there that sacrifice babies and stuff like that. But that is, if you read the Satanic Bible, and that's not what it's about. It never was about that. It was also not about having orgies all the time. The biggest chapter in there is about sex. But a lot of that stuff says if you don't want to indulge in sexual excesses, don't do it. It's not mandatory. And you can easily get screwed up by doing so. People are scared to even open the book. I mean, I was scared to open the book. Years ago, I wouldn't have read it for nothing. But, I am trying. I am endeavoring to read the books that people say, you're not supposed to read. Many years ago, I read the Communist Manifesto and shocked the hell out of people. I did it for a speech class, and I did a speech about it, and people were shocked at what was really in there. Now, you mean you checked that out of the library? Yeah. There's a few copies in the library. If you don't want to check it out, it's a very short book. You could probably read it in a couple of hours sitting there. And then there wouldn't be a record of it. And you wouldn't have, nobody'd say anything. But you'd have the knowledge. Come on. Come on. Books are ideas. And some of them are good, some of them are bad. But you gotta figure it out for yourself. So, that's all I have for now. I hope you could hear me over the dogs. Blessed be y'all.